Commander Vex of the Galactic Coalition forces stared through the viewport at the blue-green planet below, Earth, a Class 12 death world that, against all odds, had produced a spacefaring civilization. Impossible, he muttered, his four eyes blinking in sequence. No species should survive such conditions. The humans had joined the Coalition barely 30 standard cycles ago. At first, they'd been dismissed as primitive curiosities. That changed during the Hive incursion, when Coalition forces faltered against the insectoid horde. Humanity unleashed their military might, shocking even veteran Coalition generals with their effectiveness. Now Commander Vex had been tasked with a diplomatic mission: invite human soldiers to train Coalition forces. His mandibles clicked with anxiety. These creatures evolved on a world with 1.1 standard gravity, extreme temperature variations, constant natural disasters, and apex predators that would terrify any rational being. "Commander, their delegation approaches," reported Lieutenant Krill. The airlock cycled open, revealing 5 humans accompanied by Major Tom, the Coalition's human liaison. "Commander Vex," Tom said, saluting. "I present Captain Reynolds and his team from Earth's Special Forces." Vex returned the greeting cautiously. The humans looked deceptively similar to several humanoid Coalition species, yet something about them felt wrong. Their movements were too quick, too fluid. Their eyes scanned the room with predatory awareness. "Welcome aboard the Stellar Harmony Asterisk," Vex said. "Your reputation precedes you." Captain Reynolds, a stocky male with close-cropped hair, smiled. "We're honored to share our training methods with our Coalition allies." "Yes," Vex replied. "About that. Our intelligence indicates your soldiers undergo something called basic training before specialization. We've prepared our most elite warriors to learn these basics." The humans exchanged glances, and Vex detected what might have been amusement. "We've set up a demonstration area," Tom explained. "The Coalition warriors are eager to begin." In the ship's converted cargo bay, 200 of the Coalition's finest warriors waited at attention. They represented 30 different species, each known for particular combat prowess. The Draken with their armored hides, the nimble Vest with lightning reflexes, the towering Gorn with strength to crush metal. Captain Reynolds surveyed them with a professional eye. "What weapons will you be teaching today?" asked General Azer, a veteran Draken commander. "No weapons today," Reynolds replied. "First, we condition the body." Reynolds nodded to his team, who opened several large containers they'd brought aboard. The assembled warriors leaned forward, expecting exotic human weaponry. Instead, the humans removed what appeared to be primitive objects: ropes, wooden bars, fabric sacks filled with small weights, simple obstacles. General Azer's scales flickered in confusion. "These are children's toys." "Actually," said Reynolds, "these are what we train our children with." A murmur spread through the Coalition forces. "Before our young even enter military service," Reynolds continued, "they use equipment like this in educational facilities and recreational areas. We call them playgrounds and gym class." He gestured to a female human team member who effortlessly climbed a rope using only her arms, then dropped down and demonstrated something called a pull-up on a horizontal bar. On Earth, children as young as 6 standard cycles perform these exercises, Reynolds explained. The Coalition warriors stared in disbelief. "Impossible," whispered General Azer to Commander Vex. "Their gravity alone would make such feats." Reynolds overheard. "Our gravity is why we developed this training. Earth's conditions require strength, endurance, and adaptability from an early age." Another human demonstrated something called burpees, moving from standing to prone and back again in fluid, rapid motions. "Now," said Reynolds with a smile, "who would like to try?" 3 hours later, Commander Vex watched in astonishment as even the proudest Coalition warriors collapsed in exhaustion. Most couldn't complete a single lap of what humans called their basic fitness test. General Azer, gasping for breath, approached Vex. "They're not even using technology, just their bodies." Captain Reynolds approached, barely sweating. "This is just day 1. Wait until we introduce you to something called dodgeball." Later, in his private quarters, Vex reviewed the day's recordings. The implications were staggering. Humans didn't just survive their death world, they thrived because of it. Their children played in conditions that would qualify as military training for most species. His communication terminal chimed. It was the Coalition High Command. "Report, Commander," ordered Admiral Zith. "The humans." Vex hesitated. "Admiral, they're stronger than we realized, not just physically. Their entire species is conditioned from childhood to endure hardships that would break our finest warriors." "Exaggeration," sniffed the Admiral. "With respect, Admiral," watched a Gorn collapse attempting exercises human children perform routinely. "Their baseline physical capabilities exceed our special forces." Admiral Zith's expression darkened. "Are you suggesting they'd pose a threat?" "No," Vex replied thoughtfully, "but I now understand why the Hive retreated. These humans evolved on a world that tried to kill them every day. They turned survival into an art form, the science." "Your recommendation?" Commander Vex considered carefully. "Align with them, closely. Learn everything they're willing to teach us, and thank the stars they're friendly." As the transmission ended, Vex looked again at the images of the human training equipment, simple ropes and bars that had humbled his finest warriors. Tomorrow, the humans would introduce something called team sports. The briefing mentioned one called rugby that humans played recreationally. A shiver ran down his spine. What kind of species considered recreational? What could only be combat training? The Death Worlders, humanity, their newest, most terrifying, and perhaps most valuable allies.